Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. So you said there was campfire with honey?
This one right here.
Let's see, and the guy's in it?
Yeah, he's in there.
He did not get angry.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So
Though,
that's all we have to do.
does it have to have honey to give honeycomb? Like, what do you? What happens if you right click on this one?
Nothing.
Okay, all right.
I
mean, it makes sense that. Hey,
Yes.
did you build this?
I don't know where you're. Oh, I did not. You know, the funny thing is, I just ran around to that side of the island because I was breeding those cows, and not a clue. Not a clue. Let's go check this out. That would explain why these trees are all fully grown, and this guy is a giant fucker tree.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering why. You know, before we go look at that, someone pointed out that you're complaining about the 5% thing, but you are blocking 50% of the sides so they could spawn on.
With leaves?
With other trees.
So the videos that I watched about this when it first came out actually did a test, and it will replace a log block if you do them in a row.
Okay, never mind then.
But maybe that was part of the initial snapshots, and they changed it. It's possible.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's go with they didn't, and they're idiots. All right, I'm going to go this thing now.
Idiots. You guys who know nothing about this game. And by the way, these idiots didn't even know that witches could give you glowstone.
Really? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody was like, you guys used the witch farm a lot to gather glowstone in your farm season. Right. How do you not know there's ways to get glowstone?
Yeah, it's true. You know, I play a lot of games. I'm knowledgeable in a lot of things.
That was one of those comments I read, and I was like, just kind of like your reaction, but in my head, and I was like, yeah, that's right.
I heard you like bees, so I built a hive for your army. Hope you enjoy. Soccer.
Aww, my UHC partner.
Oh yeah.
Let's say.
I guess that's not really much of a spoiler since you guys find each other in like 0.2
seconds.
Like
well, at first it was funny too because the first words I said to him, because this is already out, so it's not a spoiler for anybody. The first words I said to him were, "I should be dead now," because he like came up on, I was chopping down trees, and all of a sudden he was just there like waving his hand trying to like get my attention. Like he could easily kill me, but I did forget we were within the gentleman's agreement time frame.
It's actually like, built into that plugin, so like
it was that early where I couldn't have even died if like that. So that made me feel a little bit better.
I'm going up
because giant.
You know, I'm noticing, not to critique him, but on the outside there's no honey blocks. I guess they'd be on the inside though, wouldn't they? On the inside there's no honey blocks.
Oh, is that like an entrance up there?
I mean, it opens up. I've fallen in here now. I can't get out
there. And I'm out of blocks.
This is really cool. It looks really nice. I mean,
it looks really cool. I don't know how I didn't see it.
It's really funny that you were just. Well, this is neat. We keep getting pranks that are like not really.
We should get some of the hives and put them in here.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Have bees like actually coming out of here. That'd be pretty cool.
Would they live though? Because do they need to have flowers nearby?
I don't know.
I don't know enough details about them. God damn it! I just fell in.
You can jump from. Yeah, that's how I got out.
If I can actually jump.
Oh, I don't have a pick. Apparently. There you go. Pick me down.
This is teamwork. How do you not have a pick?
I think it must have broke when I was doing the last bit of stuff in our old project. So you know,
the next time we get, I definitely want to take it over there. But yes,
go on. I was just gonna say, you know, this summer the next update's coming out, and the Nether is gonna have that huge update or whatever. And there was some discussion in our Discord about whether or not we were resetting the server. I don't know if you saw any of that.
I didn't see. Go figure. I didn't see the discussion in the Discord. I did not see it, but I guess I don't know enough about the Nether update either to know. Did they do it like the bees, where everything they're updating will be able to be done within the already generated terrain, or not?
Well, so it's kind of like the old updates where it's a whole bunch of new terrain. So we'd have to travel far in the Nether to find the new terrain generation, basically. Another suggestion that Dahl made was to just reset the Nether completely, like basically delete the Nether.
I mean, that's a decent suggestion.
It is, but the whole that's a lot of work, right? You put into that Nether hub. I mean, if like the two alternatives, if one alternative is reset the whole server or just reset basically half the server, it feels like resetting the Nether is more fair. But then also think about that damn thing Fedrin did in there, that farm that she made. You know what I'm talking about? That
yeah, but the question is, when was the last time she played?
Oh yeah, no, I mean no one played. I didn't even know soccer played.
Did she lose interest because of the fact that nobody else was on, and maybe it's again another time to like reinvigorate people with a new update and a new?
I feel like,
or is it just a, if we reset it at this point because it hasn't been that long, that it's literally going to be you and I just doing our weekly let's play on a brand new.
I mean I think even if you reset and you get people reinvigorated, it doesn't last. Like
it definitely doesn't last.
And like I feel like each time it happens, it lasts even less time. Like that sheep just ate grass through the chest. But like you know what I mean, like if people are gonna be interested for, let's just throw out arbitrary numbers, 30 days. Last time we reset, this time they'll be interested for 15 days or whatever.
Right. No, I hear you.
So I just think that's a waste. Like I feel like adding more people to the server is the only way to get more people to play on the server, which kind of worked last time, but then like even then that still doesn't completely work.
Yeah, you know what though? Let's be absolutely honest. If we really are worried about resetting the server, and this update is a big Nether update, why don't we go so far in the Nether, it's brand new Nether, and then we can make a new portal there and come out and brand new overworld, and it's like a reset without resetting at all, and then everybody's happy.
That's kind of what Dahl said too. He was like, we could just do what you guys did before, and like new spawn. But last time we did that was like the shortest amount of interest there ever was. It was like
true.
People were interested for a day or something. I don't even know. I don't think I even played when we did that. I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea, and then never played. I don't know. I feel like these type of things don't work in terms of driving interest and engagement and that sort of thing. But, I don't know. I was just curious what you thought. So before we start recording, we were talking about renting a place.
Yep. You and I renting a place together.
Yep, me and Jeff are getting a house.
Moving in. Making it official.
But no, I was talking about like a friend of mine that's evicted and is looking for a place and isn't familiar with security deposits and first month, last month rents and those sort of things. And you started telling me something. And you're like, we'll just talk about it in the episode.
Yeah, because you started saying how basically every place that's the way that they would do it, and you got to be prepared.
That's been my experience. Like that's just how it works.
I think it's extremely normal. There's no question about that. But one of my very first apartments, I remember one of the special that I got in on. This got back when I paid. I think it was a 2-bedroom apartment. It was like $500 a month total for this 2-bedroom apartment. And there was no security deposit, no down payment, no first and last month's rent, and it was like I didn't pay a dime until the end of my first month.
That's crazy.
And I've never had an experience like that again either. And that one it kind of spoiled me a little bit because it was weird. Because when I moved out, they still had like the inspection and all that stuff that was supposed to be had. Oh, no cleaning fee was the other big thing, because cleaning fees, shit pisses me off. Oh, are you waiting for me?
I'm just laying here.
Now that we're renting a place together, you want me to
sleep with me?
What's
a clean? I've never. This is a new one on me.
Cleaning fees are a big normal thing. It's usually like about $200 that you just get charged a cleaning fee.
Huh.
Yet you expect to move into you pay it up front. It's the cleaning fee up front.
Well, yeah. I figured that's what you were saying. It was up front. What's weird to me is like I feel like that's the purpose of the security deposit. Like,
One would think, and that's where there's problems with this whole concept. Is yes, I expect to move into a clean place. I say waive my cleaning fee so that you just leave it dirty. I'll clean it when I get there, like type of deal. Like it's not even allowed to do that, but they claim that it's not to clean it for you to move in. It's for them to clean it when you move out, which is the security deposit. Like
right. Like I'm expecting you to leave the house clean. Like if I pay you a cleaning fee when I move in, when I move out, I ain't cleaning.
So that's where there's another problem,
right? Because then they're going to try to keep your security deposit, right?
Keep the security deposit, and that is where it runs. So this very first apartment that I had this at, notorious for people getting screwed out of their security deposits and stuff. I don't think they had a good mechanism to come after people who hadn't paid. Because theoretically, even if you give a security deposit, that's not all they can come after you for. If you have a first month's and last month's rent that you pay them as the security deposit, and you were supposed to get like, or so first month's, last month's rent, so your last month's rent's already paid, and your security deposit on top of that you then are supposed to get back when you move out, they can theoretically charge you and be like, you did more damage, you owe us this much more money. That is they're allowed to do that legally, but I don't think this place had a good mechanism for coming after people that they didn't have didn't already have money from. So it was $0 down. I still cleaned pretty well because I didn't want to get charged for something. And I literally just got like a piece of paper in the mail like a week later after I moved out, and they're like, oh, it was acceptable, like no charges, and that was the end of it, like no extra money.
That's good.
I've then moved into other places who literally I made the place spotless before I moved out, and they were just like arbitrarily like $300 they're holding back for a reason that like they couldn't even justify or explain. I had the first place I had when I moved out here to DC. Lady was the nicest lady in the world too, like that we rented from. I stayed here for a few years. I thought this is really nice lady. I always helped her do she would ask me to do some projects around the house sometimes, and she would like knock like $50 off the rent if I had to go like fix a doorknob or something like that, and she reimbursed me for anything I spent. So I was like, cool, like this is awesome. One of the terms that was literally written into the lease was that every 2 weeks we had to put Drano down the drain.
You told me this, and then they charged you like,
and then they charged us like $300 of the security deposit for pipes that were needed to be professionally plumbed or something like that were clogged. And it was like, well, wait a minute here. And at the time I just didn't know enough about how DC renter laws in general, let alone it was just like shitty, that I could have really fought that and got it back, but I didn't know enough at the time to go after anything. But like I've been screwed over, and I've also argued with some places about things. I had one place, God, what the hell did they write on the thing? It was something along the lines of the dishwasher was left in disrepair, and it was like a charge for like $75 deductibles, and I had to go back, or maybe it was a microwave. I think it was the microwave, but they didn't have a microwave that came with the unit. It was my microwave that I had to bring in myself, and I took with me when I left, and I was like, what the fuck? You can't charge this. And at first they tried to argue that, we wrote something on the wrong line. And then they realized that there was like nothing around that line that made sense. And they're like, we'll just remove that just to make sure it's not it doesn't come back. But it was like having to nickel and diming you just because some places are expecting to get their security deposit back. And I've read some Reddit posts about people in the situation of trying to get, like, I just got screwed by my landlord, what should I do? And then the stories that come out from that. And we had a couple landlords that chimed in, or people who worked for like some of these management companies who literally they said that they were told how much they basically had to, that you would never expect. You would always have your security deposit was always just gone. And the only time somebody could get it back is if they really fought you, and it depends on how bad the landlord really wanted to fight at that point. But they always just took all of the security deposit and like made up some excuse of why they got it, and a lot of people just didn't even fight it.
So
they would get away with it for
It's like it wasn't worth their time.
It wasn't worth their time, or people thought, just like I did with the first apartment, that like, oh, shit, like even though it was written in there, I didn't realize like that. I didn't think I had a recourse, but really, you have like plenty of recourses. You just need to know what your avenues are in your state and things like that.
Right.
But yeah, somebody who doesn't know about security deposits and things like that, unless they get that special that I had at the beginning, are going to be in for a bad time when they're walking up to somebody with like $800 in their pocket, and they're like, "Woohoo! I found a place that's within my budget." And they're like, "Okay, sign on the dotted line and give us $2,500."
Right. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to explain to her. It's like, all right, get ready, and then so she
don't ever count on getting that money back, even though you should. You should count on it as being gone, because it's most likely is gonna be a battle to get it back.
Yeah.
How many places have you rented? Because you moved back into your house and you've lived there.
I've never rented anywhere.
Oh, didn't you move out when you were like 17?
Yeah, I bought a place.
Shit. You bought the place you're in now?
No, I bought a trailer, and that's my mom's. Well, it was my mom's until she died. House.
So it's stuck around.
yeah. No, it's owned by her husband now.
Damn.
So
I didn't know you had a.
Yeah, I bought a trailer from Oakwood, which, I mean, I was 16. I didn't know they could sell fucking trailers to people at the age of 16, but they sure did. They sure did rip me off too, boy. They saw me coming. The interest rate was super high. She ended up refinancing it with like a credit union whenever, eventually. Like, it took her years though. Even like for years it was in my name, still, and she was living there, and finally I was like, because she was telling me like years later how much she still owed, and I'm like, shit, that's already moved since you moved in. And so we started looking at it, and I was like, you need to refinance this somewhere. I mean, I didn't even realize how bad the interest rate was when I first got it, basically.
And then there's usually lot fees on top of that when you have a trailer, right?
Right. So yes,
because you're usually at a trailer park. I guess you don't have to be.
I refused to be in a trailer park, and it was funny because like that was the very first thing I told them when I went there. I was like, I'm not going to live in a trailer park, just so you know. Like, I'll buy a trailer and we can find me a place, but I'm not living in a trailer park. And so the first like 10 places he took me to were trailer parks, and I was like, dude.
Well, that's where the trailers are to purchase.
Well, no. I bought the trailer on a lot, like a car lot, basically. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
So
this is post trailer purchase. You were looking for land to keep it on.
Right. And so like I said, like the first several places he brought me was all trailer parks, and finally he brought me to like a secluded lot. But yeah, I still had to pay lot fees. But once I moved out and gave it to her, she did live there briefly. But then she moved and bought her own land basically and moved the trailer to her own land.
Okay. So. I find trailers so interesting. So I had some friends when they were like they got pregnant in high school, or a couple that got pregnant in high school. They're at the end of their senior year. It was my junior year. They're not together anymore, but they stayed together for a few years at that point. But they wanted to, get out of their parents' house and raise, have a family. Like they needed to start, stepping up and being responsible. Was their thought process. So they went and bought a trailer. I think they only paid like, if I recall, like $16,000 for the trailer.
Wow.
And that's why I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was so cheap to like, live on your own. But then I didn't know at the time until they told me about the lot rent was like $700 a month.
Oh wow! No, mine was $200, so it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, theirs was pretty, and it was weird because this was in Flint area, like the outskirts of Flint. But it was really funny because there was the trailer park that they were in was like a really nice and upkept trailer park. And so it was like you drove in there and it felt like just like this nice little community. Like it was a really cool place. Small trailer and everything, but a cool little place. Literally across the street was like your stereotypical run down, I see it like the Jerry Springer folks type thing trailer park. That was literally, if you just go across the street, the entrance, it was just night and day. You thought you drove to like the back country.
Wow.
Versus like being right across the street. It was crazy.
I'm honestly surprised my whole situation worked out as well as it did, because I bought the thing with two other people, friends of mine from high school. And they also wanted to move out on their own, and it didn't end up working out. One of them did move out with me, the other one didn't, but all three of our names were on the original renters agreement, or not renter's agreement. It's not a mortgage either. The hell's it called? Whenever you buy a trailer,
Lease?
I don't think it's a lease either, though.
Well, you bought it, but it wasn't a mortgage. I don't know. Is it just like a car loan?
I don't know. So yeah, I think it was just a loan basically. So it was 3 of our names on the loan. One of the guys didn't end up moving out with us, but his name was still on it. So like, I mean, it probably helped his credit in the end because like we didn't ever miss payments or anything. And the other guy, David, did move in with me, and he even bought my car from me because I was selling my car at the same time. And he lived with me for years, but then he ended up having to like the car he bought from me broke down. He ended up moving back in with his mom because his mom's house was right beside where he worked and stuff. And so he moved out, and like luckily, whenever I wanted to like sell it to my mom and everything, they were all cool with it, and like they like signed off on it once she did take it out of our names and all that. But like it could have gone a lot worse, I guess, than it did, if they didn't want to like let go of it and stuff like that, I guess.
Right. They could have really messed you, like fucked you over with that.
Right.
I told you when I first met my wife, she still owned 2 houses in different states. One of them with her ex-husband because she had been married before, and one of them, which like she had been dating this guy like before she had gotten previously married for like 5 years, and she bought a house when she went to med school with him by the campus. But both the houses still had both of their names on them.
Oh yeah.
And it was a big like concern of how is this going to go, because I put my foot down and I wasn't going to marry into like this until that situation was all resolved. I didn't want things getting all crossed and mixed up, so I told her she had to get all that stuff taken care of first. And one of the people realized they had kind of an opportunity, and like they had gotten a loan to do like $30,000 worth of work on the kitchen, and he kind of ran away with the loan. And
oh geez.
So he basically got off. He tried to like force like, oh, you buy me out of my part of the house, and she at least convinced him that he owed so much more money than that by just forgiving that. He was still making out like a bandit essentially on this place that he really owed a hell of a lot of money for to pay off his loan.
Right.
But the other guy, the ex-husband, just ended up signing it over like because it was he didn't know any money, like she had put all the money into it. So luckily, I don't know how both of those situations turned out as good as they possibly could have for that, because it could have been.
Occasionally, people surprise you by not being total pieces of shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And it's really funny too, because at the time the ex-husband was kind of being a piece of shit about a bunch of other things, but he was very like cool about the house. Like I don't know if he realized like, okay, this is something big, I'm not going to be a dick type of deal.
Right.
Like the little things I'll get on your case for all the time, and we'll have fights, this, that, the other. The big things, you know what? Like let's be reasonable here. Whereas the guy who I've never met or heard his name or anything, the long previous one who she hadn't talked to in like 5 years before initiating these conversations about the house. I think a lawyer had to like find him because she didn't even know where he lived anymore.
Oh wow.
He was the one that was being, and apparently they had broken up very amicably back in the day and all this stuff. Yeah, he turned into the one trying to be the dick and really like rake it through the coals to make money. Yeah, it is interesting what you run into. But the thing about trailers that always throw me off is trailers are hardly ever trailers anymore. They're basically all the ones I don't see people ever moving around with it. Seem to have moved around years. It's like all around here, I don't even know if there's any in DC, but all around where I grew up, it was the trailer lots, the trailer parks that had trailers on them, and they got set there and they never moved again. If you bought the trailer, you paid the lot fee. Like that's it was like the unwritten rule. Like nobody moved their trailer. Nobody bought a trailer and moved it.
Yeah. No, I mean you're right. And I mean this wasn't just like a single wide or anything. It was a very big trailer. So like the fact that she did move it. I didn't even like after she died. I was looking through pictures and stuff, and I'd never seen all the pictures from when she did move the trailer, and so like I found all the pictures of her actually moving it and stuff, and what went into that, and like it was a lot of work. But yeah, I mean it was a nice place. Like, but honestly, like I mean like trailers from like the '60s, those things were built like houses. And like trailers now,
a trailer is a house.
Right, you would think, but they're not built like houses. I mean,
Well,
shit,
but
like now houses aren't
trailers
really.
back in the '60s were built like houses back in the '60s, whereas trailers built now are built like houses that are built now.
I mean, I guess so. I guess
like
we.
shitty lightweight construction. And,
Yeah. Like, I mean, like some of the problems that she's had with the trailer, like there was a water heater that went bad at one point, and like just looking at the wall behind where the water heater is hidden and stuff, like I don't know, it's all everything's all flimsy. Like her shower started messing up at one point, and like just everything about it is like shitty, flimsy construction versus like a trailer from like the 60s is like actual wood and like it's built. I mean, hell, it's built better than probably houses are built today. It's just crazy the difference, I guess.
I'm afraid we don't have bees anymore.
Really?
Like that one. Well, that one was clearly there. This hive did fill with honey again, but I haven't seen any other bees. Oh, wait, there's one. Oh, there's two. Hold up. Sorry, that was frantic. I'm trying to make sure I breed them so we can get more, so we can move them.
Yeah.
But there's no way to get them out of the hives anymore. When
Right.
there's not, like, unless I take the campfires away. But I think these might be the only two bees, or this hive seems to be the only one with bees in it.
The bees are very strange. I don't quite understand. Because it feels like we should have more than 3 at this point.
Right. Well, we've bred them a handful of times. I haven't seen them fly off into the distance and get lost.
Right.
If I just hold them here for like ever, can I just breed them again and again and again because they're attracted to this flower? Will it work?
I don't know.
I'm gonna wait 10 minutes and my video is me standing here with
Yeah.
the bees.
I guess we'll
Might
see
as
in the
well
next episode.
Might as well put the shield away.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Watch Jeff hold this flower into the next episode.
See ya.